Hyundai unveiling its long-awaited answer to the Toyota Prius line, the Ioniq making its debut at the New York Auto Show, where 3 models ranging from hybrid to fully electric. Joining us right now is Hyundai Motor America CEO and President Dave Zuchowski. Dave, good to see you.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you so much for joining us. So tell us about the new vehicles.
This is always a fun time of year for us. So we had 2 big announcements yesterday. One was the Ioniq, which is our Prius fighter. We don't like to call it that, but that's what it is. It's the first ever dedicated platform vehicle that gives you 3 alternatives for powertrain. You can go hybrid, you can go plug-in hybrid, or you can go pure battery electric. So all on one platform. So we're really excited about that. And then later in the afternoon, we introduced a new concept vehicle for our Genesis brand. So lots of exciting stuff going on.
One of the issues with the electric car the last time, I guess this is, we've been seeing these launches a couple times over the last decade or so. And one of the issues was there wasn't enough, I know it's not called a fueling station, but a station to plug in and fuel up. Is that still the case? Do you need the infrastructure in place to make this work?
It's changing very rapidly in terms of charging stations. We ran into a particular problem. We were a leader on fuel cell technology, and the infrastructure for fuel cell doesn't exist yet. But for electric charging stations, they've added that on pretty quickly.
Is the demand there for these cars with gasoline being as cheap as it is?
Great question. And the natural demand, generally people buy those types of vehicles because you pay a premium to buy them, but the payback on that premium is very short based on high gas prices.
When it makes them feel good too about themselves.
Well, exactly. There's some of that.
A little self-serving.
But for sure, $2 a gallon gasoline suppresses natural demand on these vehicles. So.
David, the charger is universal, so if someone had a Tesla or another type of car, each car plugs in the same way, or would that be another problem?
No. That's universal. The differences between them are you've got different strength chargers, so some will charge quicker than others, but the connection is universal.
David, as a car company CEO, I'm curious what you think about the future of the industry, specifically as it relates to millennials and young people who are not buying as many cars. They're using Uber, they're using shared car services. Does that make you worry about the future of the auto industry?
It doesn't make me worry, but it definitely has us working very hard on it. The industry is changing. Like you say, there's 80 million millennials out there, and they are starting to buy vehicles, which is really very encouraging, but they shop completely differently. They buy completely differently. Their expectations for the customer experience is completely different. They're looking for an Apple experience. They're looking for
a lot of technology in the car.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's going to change, and where there's going to be fewer multiple vehicle households because people are moving to the cities in a big way. The kids are moving to the cities in a big way.
Yeah.
That's exactly. And so
that's what Uber keeps saying, that people will be buying fewer cars, and that's their opportunity.
Well, there's ride sharing and there's car sharing. So Uber is 1 million rides a day. Okay, and Zipcar has doubled their UIO over the last 4 years. So people are using them as an alternative to a second vehicle because you can't park vehicles here. It also changes the type of vehicles people buy. You get narrower streets, you get smaller parking spots, so you don't see a lot of the big trucks and big SUVs. You see smaller vehicles.
Dave, just really quickly, what percentage of the cars that you sell here in the United States are made here in the United States?
Surprisingly, about 60%. We have plants in Georgia and in Alabama, and that number is actually even growing. So.
I just want to point that out because this is a huge issue for Donald Trump on the campaign trail, and I've said all along the vast majority of cars that are sold here are made right here.
You've said that a lot.
He's already making America great again. You see that?
Yeah, exactly.
I love the technology part of this story. We'll keep talking about that. It really feels like there's a revolution going on in the auto business right now.
Absolute change. The automobile now is really the largest mobile device, and your personal DNA is in that device.
Are you worried about these financing delinquencies that we see rising on our research side?
We're not seeing that, and really the access to cheap financing is really what's driven the industry. What's crazy is transaction prices on vehicles have gone up by about $5,000 over the last 5 years. Transaction payments have gone up $8. So you're getting a lot more car for about the same money, and that's driving the growth. So we haven't seen that.
Really good stuff. Dave, thanks so much for joining us.
Great being with you.
We'll be watching your success. Good to see you, sir. We'll see you soon. New Fox